Ever had a day like that when you're 1,000 Mercedes short of a new set of armor? Well, we have plenty of stuff to sell off, so well, among other things we have a duplicate white mantle, both of which are completely useless. So let's start by selling off those. 39 Mercedes apiece, that doesn't help us much. How about these flashes, my good man? What can you offer me? I have quite a few, so yeah. Can't I get some sort of special deal because I'm selling half a dozen at a time? Like 11 Mercedes a piece, maybe? No? What more do I have to offer you? I got this ice digger. Good doing business with you. Will his face be red when he realizes that if he heads over to what remains of Desiree to use that thing, he'll probably realize there's not much ice to dig through anymore. Sucker. Right. This net sells the diamond armor, which is the best armor Alice can get, which puts her defense at a whooping 224. Her defense rating is higher than her max hit points. That has to mean something. In any case, what this means is that we now literally have the best equipment possible for the party, which means that after this short visit to the hospital, it's time to head back to Palma and from there to Baya Malay, where we will be starting the end game. Basically, the remaining episodes from this one up to the final episode will be set in and around Baya Malay. Basically. And, well, not to spoil anything, but this is a 40 episode LP, which means that you can expect 5.5 episodes of the same area. Sorry about that. Right, so merging a scorpion nets us some money, but the funny thing is that we don't need money anymore. The only thing that we have that we might want to buy are burgers, and those are 40 Mercedes a piece, and well, seeing as we have over 5,000 Mercedes right now, more or less, we can safely assume that we will be able to afford all the burgers we could possibly need. Then again, since half our inventory is key and plot items that I can't even drop, I suppose that we don't really have room for that many burgers anyway. Right. Where are we going? Well, Palma, obviously. I mean, we're on Motavia, so Palma is the only remaining choice, isn't it? You need to update your planetary coordinates there, Hapsby. Man, space trips. I bet 1,000 years ago they thought traveling through space would be all exciting, but it's just space. There's nothing there. Painfully boring. Now, I'm sure at least some of you watching this takes some sort of twisted pleasure in watching me be the victim of this game's dick moves. And, well, let me tell you that you are in for a treat for the next few episodes. Let's start off here, where the game literally tries to stop my high-level party with the best equipment in the game from making any headway by spawning in swarms. I mean, what the hell? Look at this. Do they honestly think this is going to do anything? Luckily, since we're so close to Suelo's place, I can just have Noah... Well, you know what happens to a swarm that's hit by lightning? Same as everything else. It turns into Mercedes! And a lone scorpion decides that he wants to play too, and Noah literally just smacks the bastard in half with his staff. We are not taking any shit from anyone right now. That includes you, lone swarm. God, it's like being back in the first 10 minutes of the game, but oh, look at that! It had a bomb. Wow. That bomb literally took off more hit points from the party than the entire trip back to Palma and Camine. Need some hefty experience in order for Alice to move on to the next level, but Meow and Odin are fairly close, so we will probably seeing at least 1 or 2 more levels out of this party. And here's me remembering that maybe I should actually, well, you know, head over and stock up on things. First of all, let's sell off the things that we no longer need. Now, make a huge note of this right here, please. Note that he says that I am not allowed to sell the road pass because it will come in handy later. This comment will be very important in a few minutes. Right, apart from that we can sell off magic hats and escapers and all that kind of crap. And this armor, well... Seeing as we are wearing mystical and legendary items from a long since forgotten past, and a set of armor made out of pure diamond, I fail to see how any store-bought armor could be of any interest right now. In any case, we invest in the fast food business here again, basically filling what inventory space we have with burgers. It should come as... It really should be no spoiler here that these burgers in the end end up being about as useful as tits on a skateboard. Right, so time to set off to Baya Malay. And it's actually not that far off. Also, look at all those burgers. My god. Odin must be carrying the biggest doggy bag ever. So, remember this place? It's been, well, something like 30 episodes since we were here last, but... In any case, this is the Baya Malay guard posts. We have to make our way through here before we can reach the actual Baya Malay. This door was impossible to open the last time we were here, because it does not need the dungeon key. It does in fact need the open spell. So yes, this door is literally level locked. Until Noah reaches the level where he can cast open, you cannot get through the door. Period. I have indeed found armor in Guaramore. Aren't I something? You know it, you bastard. By the way, here's a little tip for you. Since you are one of the last surviving members of your species, you should try not to pick a fight with me. Just an FYI. Right, so anyway, this particular guard post is supposedly some sort of dungeon Lassig is using to store whatever unlucky bastards he has gotten his claws into. You never really get an explanation as to why he's keeping most of these people here. Are they previous adventurers? Sacrifices? Political dissidents? Did they insult his hair? I liked how Valley Girl she is. Lasix is gonna sacrifice us! Ah! I don't know, I mean... I'm sure I would be pretty panicky in the same situation, but... well, her choice of words is a bit unfortunate. Something secret, eh? That's good to know. Let me guess, it's the final boss. Now this is actually the first man in this dungeon that actually has something important to say. And dick move number 1 of the Baya Malay trip. Yes, this robot cop will recognize your road pass as a fake and throws you down into a small jail area with no obvious exit. Now there is a hidden door here that lets you escape, as this friendly NPC I will be speaking to in a few moments is kind enough to inform us. However, magical doors can be very difficult and time-consuming to find. So... instead of walking around like an idiot, searching every wall, hoping that there's something, anything to be found, what is the small thing to do, you ask? Well, obviously, since we've been clever enough to pick up that optional but oh so wonderful item, the flute, we can use that to get out of here. It is also possible to use a escaper in the case that you have one in your inventory, although that is a bit unlikely unless you're specifically prepared for something like this. Right, so back into the guard posts. Now, make a very good note of the fact that there is really no reason to expect that to happen. The road pass has worked perfectly throughout the entire game when confronted with armed guards, robotic jailers, what have you. But this particular robot apparently has a very, very advanced road pass recognition software update. So, what are you supposed to do? Well, simple. When he asks whether or not we have a road pass, we say no. That makes Robot Cop very angry. Dead or alive, we're coming with him. However, he did not account for the fact that we have weapons that literally cut through his robotic exoskeleton as if it was made out of butter. And we're through the guard posts. Look forward to the next video where we actually find Baya Malay.